What's up YouTube, Malawes and Matt here. So we are back for week 2. We've just had the V Premium BROs and we've got some results to cover. So as same as last time, I do want to give massive thanks to both Fuzzy Paradox and Bisus for data grabbing. And obviously their links will be down below as per usual. But let's get into it. And we are starting off with the AO region. So starting off with their top 8, they had 2 Gold Paladin, 2 Bermuda Triangle, 1 Arc Force, 1 Grand Blue, 1 Narukami, and 1 Shadow Paladin. So the golds was very much expected. The Bermudas was actually a split between Pure Orange and Orange Highlander. And then obviously Arc Force was Thavas, Grand Blue was Night Rose, Narukami was Vanquisher, and Shadow Paladin was Raging Form Dragon. All expected is the honest response. Obviously the split between Orange and Orange Highlander was nice that it got included. But then when we move along to their top 4, we see that in first place we do have Aquaforce with Thavas. Second place is the Pure Orange. Third place is the Orange Highlander. And fourth place is the Gold Paladins. So obviously not knowing the exact of who faced who in the top 8 and all that, I don't know who knocked out the other golds. But golds not being higher than 4th was very interesting. And seeing the Orange come out over the Orange Highlander here, another very interesting point. Obviously, Arc Force being on top was interesting, I think is the best response. This was without Adelaide as well, because Suo City didn't actually have access to the Adelaides. So, very interesting to note. Moving on next, we have got EU. Now, EU's top 8 was 2 Bermuda Triangle, 1 Gold Paladin, 1 Shadow Paladin, 1 Genesis, 1 Arc Force, 1 Kagero, and 1 Great Nature. So obviously, as you can see here, EU's is a bit different. So obviously, we've still got the Arc Force, the Orange, the Gurguit, and the Shadow Paladins everyone's expecting. The Genesis, whilst wasn't in AO, still expected because Astral Pirates is really good. And we've got Kagero, which is a long contender of being good just for the fact of the XN combos. The outlier here, however, is the Great Naturalist, and that is Isabel. Now, there have been lots of notes of people saying they didn't pay attention to Monoculous Tigers when they were playing against it. And that could have been the reason that he won, sorry. But he still made here nonetheless. Obviously, both oranges here are actually the Highlander version. So, no Pure Orange this time, both being Highlander. And obviously, we have got more Orange than Gurguit, so interesting things to know here. But moving on to the top 4. In first place, we have got the Orange Highlander. And second place, we have got Raging Form Dragon. Third place, we have got Arc Force Thavas. And fourth place, we have got the Genesis Astral Poets. So obviously, Orange, again, topping this, getting the overall win this time, which is very solid. Managing to beat out Suo. Was it Suo? No, he beat the Astral Poets, because this is the one I was actually stream judging, so I know a bit more about this one. So he beat the Astral Poets in top 4. And the Shadow Paladins beat out Arc Force in a very close game for the top 4. Because that was a very good one to watch. But unfortunately, the compression that Munlong had in his Arc Force, his Orange Highlander was really good. He got to see, because he's running mass amounts of Q-Tire and be able to place down 3, get 3 searches, bounce them all back, place down 3, get 3 searches, bounce them all back. Every single turn just made it too strong to keep up with. Moving on to the NA region next. And NA region was 4 Bermuda Triangle, 1 Gold Paladin, 1 Arc Force, 1 Grand Blue, and 1 Murakumo. So, Bermuda takes up half the map here, 2 being pure orange, 1 being the orange Highlander, and 1 actually being reindeer Highlander. So very interesting variety there. Gurguit expected, Aqua's expected, Granblue expected. Murakuma, however, was very much not expected because it's Zanbaku. So he actually managed to get quite a few of his stunning the Vanguard, preventing the re-rides off throughout the tournament, and he actually managed to get to the final, to the top 8. Did lose in top 8, however, though, but from what I could hear, he had a really good run on the NA side compared to his EU side. But then when we move into the NA top 4, we actually have Orange Highlander in first place, Pure Orange in second, Aquaforce in third, and Granblue in fourth. So obviously Orange Highlander is the exact same list that won EU, exact same person. So congrats to him for consistency over the 2 regions. Did have a very, very long drawn-out game of that versus Pure Orange on stream for the finals. But then we also have Aquaforce in third and Granblue in fourth. Granblue, unfortunately, in the semis did end up having a very heavy brick. No actual mill. Sad to see it happen, but Granblue does suffer from those situations. So from that, we can then produce down to our overall ratios. Alright, now when we actually move over to the actual overall tops, we have 8 Bermuda Triangle, 4 Gold Paladin, 3 Aquaforce, 2 Granblue, 2 Shadow Paladin, 1 Genesis, 1 Great Nature, 1 Kagero, and 1 Murakumo. And 1 Narukami, sorry, as well. So, for what we can deduce from this is Bermuda's kind of in a very strong position at this point. So, of these 8, we had 1 reindeer. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 Orange Highlander and 3 Pure Orange. So obviously the common denominator people would introduce down here is Orange. So obviously Orange taking up 7 of the 8 Bermuda spots. He's showing some form of lack of diversity. But then you want to look at, is it Orange that directly needs hitting, or is it the support that's crossed over between both Orange and Orange Highlander? Because obviously can't just hit Q-Tire, because then that doesn't, everyone will just swap to Pure Orange and it'd still be in this situation. So do we have to look at Ellie again? Because obviously all the Pure Oranges were running 4 Ellies. And with the amount of compression that Orange has a deck as a whole anyway, having Ellie alongside it might be the issue. So obviously, could be a hit to Q-Tire, could be a hit to Ellie, we don't know. What they might want to wait for BCS for this to get a bit more data, but we won't know nonetheless. But the other one being Gold Paladins in 4, but didn't get further than 4th is the situation. Because it was literally got 1 top 4 in the AO region, and that was a 4th. So Golds isn't holding up to how it was doing in the Japan singles format. So does feel it's going to be unlikely to be hit. The rest of the ratios, however, all fine, no real issues with them there. But that is it for this breakdown. I will, obviously, there won't be one next week for the fact of there's no BRO this weekend. But there will be a breakdown again for the following week for Standard. And whilst there is Weiss, I'm not going to do a Weiss breakdown because I don't know enough about Weiss, is the honest response. I do judge it, yes, but I don't know enough meta-wise about Weiss to properly sit and discuss about it. What I will likely do post that is do another deck list prediction, ban list prediction based on these information we've gained from this combining with BCS, and see what we can deduce from there. But that is it for this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like, comment, subscribe. It very much does help the channel. Give a bell, drop the bell, get the notifications when the videos go live, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.